Well, you may have noticed an ad campaign airing on KREM 2 called Real Men Wear Gowns. It's part of our effort of our company to encourage men 50 years and older to get screened for deadly diseases that claim far too many lives.
So this month's focus is heart disease. It is the top killer in the U.S., accounting for roughly 610,000 deaths each year. Earlier this month, I interviewed a cardiologist and a man who recently suffered sudden cardiac arrest to learn more about what you can do to reduce your risks. For Rob Crick, the pain came on so sudden and so strong, this was as far as he made it. He cut his drive to the ER short and instead pulled into this nearby urgent care.
As soon as I walked in, I went into full cardiac arrest and collapsed and woke up hours later and they had fixed me up.
Crick was lucky. He survived. Today, he's telling his story to encourage other men to get screened for risk factors because, as far as he knew, he didn't have any.
From my standpoint, I knew I had a strong heart, strong lungs, all of that.
But what he didn't know was that plaque was building up on the walls of his arteries, restricting blood flow to his heart. That and a family history of heart disease caught up with Crick in June of 2014.
Statistically, there's a fairly high chance that as a man in your 50s that you may develop heart disease at some point during your life.
Dr. Michael Ring is a cardiologist at Providence Sacred Heart Hospital. He says he can't stress enough the importance of getting screened, even if you think you're healthy.
One thing is you can't tell by looking at somebody how healthy they are inside.
The Center for Disease Control and Prevention lists heart disease risk factors as high blood pressure, high cholesterol, smoking, and a family history of heart disease. Diabetes, being overweight, physical inactivity, and excessive alcohol use also puts you at greater risk.
The sooner that you can get on top of the factors that lead to heart disease, start treating it, the less likely you are to develop it, and certainly much more likely to push it back further in your life in terms of when it comes on.
The good news, Dr. Ring says, is that getting screened is generally pretty easy. Start, he says, by talking with your doctor and go from there. Don't assume you're in the clear because you look and feel healthy.
Just because it looks good on the surface, there might be more. You might want to dig a little deeper.
And Rob says if you think you're too busy to get screened, consider this.
When you have to end up spending weeks in the hospital and months at home recovering, well, then all of a sudden that time becomes pretty meaningless.
So when it comes to heart disease, routine preventative checkups are key. We have an entire section with a wealth of information on this subject on our website. Just click on Real Men Wear Gowns under the feature section on KREM.com.